The Outer Side is proudly supported by Tie Gear. Head to www.tiegear.com to explore the wide range of high-quality camping essentials, including guy ropes, screw-in tent pegs, tie-downs, and heaps more. Tie Gear. Adventure secured. Dog and Gun Coffee. Check out www.dogandguncoffee.com to grab yourself some bloody good coffee ready for adventure. G'day and welcome to The Outer Side. I'm Tony, and in this episode I'm joined by someone who needs no introduction whatsoever, Sam Young. Welcome to the show, mate.
Mate, thanks for having me. Good to be here.
It is good to be here, although I'm pretty upset about the false advertising that's occurring here, because this is called the Sunny Coast and It's about 3 degrees.
It's actually grim coast.
Yeah, it's really cold.
Past couple of months, non-stop rain, cold. Yeah, it's gross.
I think it's your fault for moving here. We're going to start with a fast 5. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions and you're going to answer with the first thing that comes to mind.
Yep.
What's your dream car?
GT2 RS Porsche.
Oh, spicy. They're only like, what, 700 grand?
Yeah, if you can find one, they're like, almost
sick.
a mil.
Quite reasonable.
Obtainium.
If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing, what would it be?
Oh, shizzle. Keep it PG, eh? Probably ethanol.
Ethanol?
E85.
Yeah, right.
Because I put everything on it because it wouldn't matter because I would have all of it.
Yeah. But you'd also need to have like a way of transporting it.
I'll buy a tanker.
Yeah, okay.
Unlimited tankers full of ethanol.
Yeah. It's very Mad Max. I've had a few guests say fuel, and I can kind of rate that because, it's limiting.
Car guys.
If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
Rhino, because they don't look athletic.
No, they're not.
They bigger horn, big hips, big belly, but man, they can run.
They're fast,
They'll knock a 4-ton car on its side without even thinking.
Imagine one of them running at you. That'd be so terrifying. Hey?
It's like, oh, a lion, this and that. I'm like, no, a lion could get smoked by a giraffe.
Yeah.
Nothing smoking a rhino.
A rhino's like a tank,
Yeah,
eh?
exactly.
Do they have any predators?
I don't think so. I think like a pack of like heaps of lions could maybe get one.
Yeah, but it'd be hard.
They'd
have to work for it.
Yeah.
I feel like the lions would look at it and just be like, nah, let's just go smoke a few gazelles.
Yeah, 100%.
Favourite band or music artist?
I've got like a weird obsession with Eminem.
Yeah, sick.
It was like the first concert I ever went to. I was like 15, and I've been obsessed since.
Do you prefer his old stuff or his new stuff?
Yeah, old stuff.
Yeah.
It's like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
So you're either into Eminem or you don't get it.
I saw him last time he came out here, and it was the first time I've seen him live, and he was so good.
Yeah, incredible. Eh?
Unbelievable. What would you eat for your last meal?
I'm gonna go like incredibly high grade steak, like like the Mad Dog. I want like my Japanese Wagyu that's been sung opera to, slaughtered in front of me, and then I want just like a big eye fillet, like cooked rare. Give it yeah, that's it.
Rate it.
Yeah,
very good, mate. I've known you for quite a while now, but it's been interesting to see the evolution of Sam.
Yeah.
So obviously now you make a living from content creation and from building cars.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. But has that, like, what's been the sort of process for you to get to where you are now? Like, what got you into cars in the first place?
It's been a pretty unconventional pathway, I'd say, to be fair. I think originally, like back in the day when my dad was in the UK, he's from London, he was really into like old school like Pontiacs, and he had a whole bunch of like Morris Minors and like all this real old peculiar stuff, Land Rovers, but like real old stuff. So I think like deep down it was always sort of like in my blood, but he in Australia was never into it. Mum obviously not. We just sort of like fell in love with Mighty Car Mods. Like instead of studying in high school, like 2013, 2014, I was just like binge watching that all the time. And then like found a few mates that were into the same sort of thing. Finished school, went and studied nursing at university, hated that shit, dropped out, got a job at Sparesbox, which is sort of where it started, just as sales, and then just rapidly spiraled into this social media car building bubble of death. Full Drive 24/7, and then Fulcrum, and then building the Sam Young platform on the side, and eventually till it was big enough to be its own sort of thing. But like I was deeply rooted in like Japanese cars, like as you know, we all are, like Silvias, Chasers, Subarus, like all that stuff. That was the jam back in the day. Until four-wheel drive started paying the bills, and I was like, okay, well, Tokyo Drift boy can go and sit in the corner for a while, and Angry Bogan four-wheel drive guy can come and take the reins for a bit. But I guess like people will see in the 80 series engine bay, like that was like my old Chaser, street car, tucked bay, really nicely presented, billet bits and stuff. Like I wanted that in my current life, but in a four-wheel drive that could pay the bills. So that's the that was the whole pitch behind the 80 engine bay the whole time we were building. That was like, okay, I want this to just be a street car style bay, tucked wiring loom, nothing in there that was unnecessary, everything routed nicely, and make it literally like a Chaser or like a, you know, Matux type, you know, incredible engine bay, but in a four-wheel drive. That was like so unheard of. Like we were just talking about GQ Envy, like that sort of thing, where it's like an engine that deserves to be in a way nicer car.
Yeah, than an
dumps it into a 30-year-old rust bucket. Like,
a farm car. It's really interesting because I'm the same, right? Like grew up with street cars and like auto salon, and I'm talking like 1994. I don't know. You probably weren't even born, but like, you know, I remember going to those shows and it was like kind of the same. It was like Hyundai XLs and Honda Civics and all these like pretty crap cars that had been massively overcapitalized. Dare I say it? Probably a bit of money laundering, bit of drug money in there. But like seeing these cars that were like a 10 grand car with 200 grand spent on them. Yeah. And then seeing the evolution of the four-wheel drive market. Yeah. And now it's kind of gone full circle, and now people are building things like what you've built here, which is very much has that like street car flavor and like
$8,000 G80 with $250,000 spent on it.
And like nice interiors and like really nice engine bays, and I think it's good. Like, and you mentioned Matux, and you know I spent a lot of time in the drag racing scene, and I remember Matux with their first pink VL turbo. That was a fast car, but the engine bay was like rough, man. Like, and you know, like cut and shut intake manifolds and like backyard stuff. Yeah. And now you look at what Matux is building.
Get it working.
2,500 horsepower GTRs with like
things.
Immaculate engine bays, and they're dedicated drag cars. So it's really interesting to see that evolution of the entire car community, I think.
Yeah, I think it's also become so much easier, how do I word this? So much easier to receive criticism because it's so much more accessible now that the internet and social media is where it is. Back in the day, you could botch together a nice-ish bay if it was just getting photographed for a magazine that 10,000 people might read. Now it's like if you put up here's my 6-second drag car.
1 million people will see
and it's a cut and shut rear end, and it's a stolen chassis, and it's a botched motor, and you put it on the internet and 1 million people see it, your business will go under. So it's like now it's like almost forced people that weren't doing as good as they probably should have been. It's forced them to really up their game, which is sick to see.
Yeah, and I think it's good. Like, you know, I love beaters, especially in the four-wheel drive game. Like I love those dudes that just go out and just like trolley their cars and don't care, and they just want to wheel. And like, I think that's cool. But when you talk, you know, social media and you talk marketing and you talk business, like what's happening in the industry, you see the four-wheel drive shows now. Like your car's a prime example, right? Like it's off tap. 10 years ago, you wouldn't see things like that. And I think it's good for the whole industry, right? Like it levels everyone up.
Yeah, it forces people up. It's like, it's a double-edged sword because obviously like after the Brizzy show recently, there was a bit of heat around people complaining that everything there was unobtainium. No one could have. They were coming to these shows to see a whole bunch of cars that they could not ever have. But it's like a double-edged sword. Like we need to push the industry and push lawmakers and regulators and engineers and fabricators and stuff in Australia to keep up with the rest of the world. So by throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars at these shows, that's the other way we can do it. Similarly, if you don't want to see the pinnacle of that sort of automotive engineering, walk around the car park at the show.
Don't go to the show.
Don't go into the show. Walk around the car park and have a look at everyone's cars that's in the car parks at these shows, because that's where you'll see the common man's build. And some of the time that's sick, and that's what you want.
And a lot of them will still have 200 grand in them.
A lot of them, and it might not look it, but it's like a very basic built TD42 GQ is a $100,000 car
Yeah.
in 2025. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I saw that video. I can't remember the guy's name, but I think it was like a TikTok video or something.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting. Like, I kind of get it. I get it. But also, it's a car show.
Correct.
Like, it's to show off what's possible.
Yeah.
It's not saying like, hey, you should build this.
No.
And I think if people have that like mindset where they see something and go, well, I have to do that. And it's the same with social, right? Like
Yeah.
you see these cars on social media. I see stuff in America like pre-runner builds. I'm like, yeah, that'd be mad, but
Yeah.
I can't afford that.
Correct.
So I can still appreciate it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me angry.
It's a showcase.
Yeah, it shows what's possible,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not showing you a build package that you have to go and spend on your TAFE wage immediately.
No.
I'm just showing you, if you can take one little idea away from this car, that's all I'm happy with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is.
Yeah, and I think also like it's age as well. Like, you know, if you're an 18-year-old apprentice, don't be aiming for this. Just
No.
like get a car that suits
Yeah.
your budget and your
Yeah.
needs, and then drive it as much as you can,
Yeah.
and then chip away at it. And like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of these cars as well. Like, I know with my car, it's got a lot of money in it, but I've been building it for 8 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like I just dropped all that money at
Yeah.
once, and
It
like
doesn't happen
I've had
overnight.
sponsorship and I've had help
Yeah.
from industry people, and you know, particularly in the content game. I think people forget that there's a lot of sponsorship and there's a lot of commercial
Yeah.
like behind it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could never do it yourself. Like, I tell people, like, if I was building four-wheel drives just for fun out of my own pocket, A, it would probably be a 32 GTR, not a four-wheel drive at all. But
Yep.
B, that would still be stock suspension, like superior lift, whatever cheap tires I could get, bead locks, and it would just get mashed. Like, it wouldn't be like it is now. And the only reason we push the boundaries of all these cars is because we can.
Yeah.
Because we're not paying often full tick or
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like full retail price. Otherwise, they wouldn't be like this, and we wouldn't be on the internet showing you because no one would want to see it.
Yeah, and I wonder that about like the four-wheel drive show. Like if they were all just like reasonably stock dual cabs with 2-inch lifts, no one's going to come and pay the money to go
who's
and see
coming?
that, right? Because
Yeah.
they've already got them.
Yeah, you're not paying $40 to come in and see a different colour of your car that's sitting at the driveway at home with a twist and tape Scotch lock 12 volts. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
People want to come and get inspired and get motivated and drool and look under these cars that could be on a Motorex stand.
Yeah.
But it's a four-wheel drive show. Like, that's the thing. And it is like the blend of, like, you know, you've got the show and shine, which is more common man cars.
Yeah.
They're in there. You've got these things. But usually next to one of these, like, we know that we're living outside the common man's means. That's why we build other things. That's
Yeah.
why you've got, you know, FTE 80, sure, but you've also got the GQ junker.
Yeah.
It's similar, like, we're building a GQ junker. We've got this, like, 60 that's going to be a bit of a junker. Like, it's like, yeah, we've got our trophy piece, but we also have our you know, B and C cars that are a lot more in touch with what people can afford and would actually drive around.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me, like, and especially when young guys come up at the shows and go, how much have you spent? And I'm happy to tell them, and I'm like, yeah, about 200 grand.
Yeah.
And they just, like, their jaw hits the floor.
Yeah.
And they go, how? It's
Yeah.
like, man, start adding up the sum of the parts, right? Like,
Correct.
And
And doing things multiple times over. Because R&D, you know, like,
or just poor decision making. This is going to be sick. Oh, it's not sick.
Why is this bad?
Okay, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Let's do it 3 more times.
Yeah.
Oh, now everything breaks because I made one change here.
yeah.
So, taking it back a step, you've I remember you put up some, I think it was some stories on Instagram a while ago of like your back catalogue of cars. And I can say this, you're a young guy. You've had an amazing number of cars, and you've had some pretty cool cars. But you mentioned your Chaser a couple of times, and that was pretty off tap. So
That's the one car that I wish I'd never sold. I got 3 cars I wish I'd never sold. 4 cars, 3 cars. One is this VY SSU.
yeah, sick.
That had everything done. It had like the red leather interior, rip shifter, cams, big Harrop brakes, front and rear, like rear end was done. It was just like, it would have cost 150 grand to replicate this car. I sold it for 10.
Oh, dude.
Like years ago, which you couldn't buy it back for 30 now.
Yep.
And that's why I'm like, and I know I'm not going to spend 30 grand on a car that I owned for 10. And that thing was just sick. Then I had an S15, and this was like a slow, like this is my first dabble in like the proper JDM stuff, but I paid 14 for it. It was like fully original, like full history, full papers, everything documented. Spec B, Spec R, Option B interior, like everything was. It was like what you wanted. It ticked every box. And then like I just got sick of it being slow, and that's what I sold that for 16 grand.
Yep.
To buy the Chaser, and the Chaser was one of those things that was already built. I bought the Chaser for 16 grand, forged 1.5J, built auto drag box, E85 only, big fuel system, rear end, brakes, slammed. 450 kilowatts at the tires, like, you know what I mean? Just $16,000. And it was like, and it was freaking immaculate, this thing, you know, the little auto sway aircon vents were working, like everything was gangster about it. And then I sold that and for 16 grand and went and bought the 80 series that would eventually turn into the Naughty 40 that started this whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's another car. That Chaser is probably a 50 or 60 grand car now.
Dude, it's actually unbelievable. Like I dabbled with, when I say dabbled, I was like very, very deeply committed to VLs, VL Calais, Calais Turbos, VKs, and then Skylines. And I don't even want to say what I sold some of those cars for. Like selling a Calais Turbo for like $2.5 grand.
Yeah, disgusting.
And now a shit one that's a full rust bucket, probably rebirthed, probably been written off 3 times, is like 25 grand.
Yeah. Like, and some, like it's,
It's crazy the way, like obviously inflation, everything gets more expensive, but like with cars in particular, I think it's unbelievable.
I think it's also helped the market when heaps of people buy them and can't drive and crash them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
well, they've all been crashed.
Yeah, like the Silvias, it's like they're expensive because there's probably half the amount that there were 5 years ago.
Well, VL Turbos, right?
Exactly
like,
the same.
Written off, stolen, burnt, crashed, turned into drag cars.
Yeah.
Like there's an ever shrinking number of them, and now they're worth unbelievable sums of money.
And they're not even that good factory.
They suck.
You know what I mean? Like same as Silvias, they're kind of garbage factory.
I thought a VL Turbo was like the best thing ever when I was 17, and like because they were really fast and they were about $2 grand.
Yeah.
And I remember the first VL Turbo I ever went in was a mate from school, and it was an X-Chaser BT1. It was $2,000, and I remember him like running that out the back door on the back streets of Golston one night, and I'm like, this is the fastest thing I've ever been in. This is unbelievable.
Feels like a rocket ship at the
I
time.
need one.
I thought this about my mate's
And now I
Pulsar.
think about that, and I'm like, that was like a 16-second, 17-second car. Like it was so slow.
Yeah, like your GQ is probably just as quick.
I sold my R33 GTST for $8 grand, and I looked at one recently, and I'm like, that's 35k, and it doesn't have the suspension mine had, and it doesn't have the engine mine had. I'm like,
gross.
I just don't think I'll ever own one of them again.
No, that's what I tell myself. I'm like, the ship sailed.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I could spend 50 grand and try and buy back, or 60 grand and try and buy back a Chaser. Like, I just get riding like an i30N for less money and quicker and reliable and safe. It's
Dude,
like,
the last street car I bought was a Mazda MPS, like a BL hatchback.
Yeah.
And I paid 14.5 grand for it, and it was the fastest car.
Yeah,
like, it was
it's so sick.
stupid. It made like 350 horsepower at the front wheels.
Yeah.
You'd grab a gear and it'd change lanes.
talks to you.
I lost my license in it, so then I had to sell it because I couldn't be trusted.
Yeah.
But like bang for buck, it's not ever going to be as cool as like a Skyline or whatever.
Yeah.
But man, there's so many fast cars available now for like not much money.
Yeah. I remember when the Kia Stinger came out. That like revolutionised everything. It's like you got M3 power in a Kia and it's 40 grand. It's like all these things. Whereas back in the day, that wasn't the case.
The technology's just amazing. Hey? Like what cars are able to produce.
Yeah.
It's it blows me away. And like I was talking to Ben Dobinson about the power that cars are making. Like, what does this thing make?
1060 at the hub.
So what is the limit? Like, where does it go? Like, do you just keep putting more power into these things?
That's such an open-ended question. It's hard for us. We were capped financially. Like logic and finance met at a point, and we went, okay, that's probably it, because this was never meant to be this. This was going to be 600 horsepower, and then Raceworks came to the party at the time we were building it, and they sort of were like, well, let's give you a way overkill fuel system, injectors and pumps and surge tanks, and drop in all this stuff. And we were like, okay, well, maybe 800 is possible. And then we were like, we were still ordering parts, and we were like, well, why don't we just, if we're going to go forge rods and forge pistons and ACL this and ARP that, why don't we just get the massive cams, send the head off for flowing, get a big turbo, and we'll shoot for the 4-digit power. We were like, yeah, okay. But then that next step up over, like, if you want to sort of hit 12 to 1500 horsepower, that's when it's really expensive. It's like similar to like decibels, how it's not just a straight scale. It's like it ramps quickly.
Yep.
As soon as you start trying to go from 1,000, I think anything over 1,000 horsepower, every 100 horsepower increment over that is unfathomably expensive. That's when you have to start running EGT sensors on every runner. You have to start putting blast plates in intake manifolds because you're probably going to be running it on gas. You know, you got to have you got to firing the block and the head. You're going to have to be willing to break heaps of things. So it didn't financially make sense. Plus, we already didn't have the finances for a built rear end and a built box. That's still Toyota factory rear diff, factory CVs, factory axles, factory 5-speed manual with a custom clutch. Like,
lol.
Yeah. So,
so how does a factory 5-speed handle that power when I managed to explode one with 350?
It's mechanical sympathy, and it's the way that a petrol delivers its power delivery. It ramps it, especially with a turbo that big. Like a diesel is like, wah! And then like tapers down, whereas a petrol's like slowly ramps on, quite nicely curves, and then it's not that much of a shock load, I think.
Yeah, it's not 900 Newton meters at 2000 RPM.
Yeah, it's like waking up at 5 in the morning and having some Mike Tyson sucker punch in the head.
Yeah.
It's like you've had your coffee, you've had a big breakfast, you've gone to the toilet, and then you get in the ring. It's like a little bit easier to come to terms with. That being said, this car has done not quite 2,000 Ks, and it's been built for 2 years. So I'm sure if we were doing really disgusting wheeling trips with 24/7 and we were putting 10,000 Ks on this thing a year, we'd probably be having some dramas.
Yeah, I'm doing 20,000 a year in my car, so I'm going to break stuff right. And I drive it around on the kill tune because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Like we trailer this thing to the springs or the tracks or the glassy or whatever, unload it, drive stuff, put it back on the trailer, bring it home.
And I think, you know, it's been interesting watching, like, obviously people on the internet love to hate things that they can't afford. I've seen so much negativity and hate directed at you for this car.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're never going to drive it. Oh, it doesn't have rego. Oh, you know, blah, 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 blah. But it's a show car.
Correct.
It's what we're talking about. It's like, it's showing possibility and it's a promotional tool for your brand, right?
Big time. And it breaks the internet every time it does something. And that's the big part of it. And then the whole premise behind it was just showcase what's possible in Australia in a car that is like still road, like it's registered. People don't realise it's registered, engineered. We just don't show the plates because of what has happened historically with other people causing dramas. But it was just a matter of showcasing what was actually achievable and the hoops you have to jump through, and you know what sort of things you have to think about whilst building something that was at one point just a bare frame with no mounts on it and starting from scratch, but still having a factory body to drop on it and go, hey, this looks like anyone else's 80 series that you might see in the street.
Sort of.
Give or take. But then it's like you look under it and you go, okay, this thing's is it a trophy truck? Is it a rock crawler? Is it a buggy? I don't know what I'm looking at. It's sick.
So what is it? Like where does it fit?
It was like, I said to Matt Kinsella, who you have lined his pockets well with, as have I.
But in my opinion, he's the best at what he does. So there's a reason I keep going back to him. Right?
He's as good as it gets when it comes to custom full drive stuff, I think, suspension geometry and stuff. And like we spent 2 or 3 weeks at his desk with him doing the suspension geometry in this before he picked up a grinder, welder, torch, anything. Like it was just putting in angles, lengths, numbers into a spreadsheet and calculating what was going to allow us the best pinion angle, most travel, maximising the 14-inch coilovers, having it actually drive good, where we could mount the arms if they had to be below the chassis rail or we could tuck them up. Like before any of that happened, which you guys don't see in the episode, you just see a 20-minute episode of us buzzing every piece of off this Toyota frame and starting again. But before you do that, you have to do this. So it's like, and I think that's where the disconnect is. People think like these things can't be registered because there's no math and science involved, and it's just a fabby welding mounts in, which is not the case. It's so much more technical. But I said to Matt, I was like, I love rock crawling. Like I love slow, technical, massive articulation, like right on the edge. And I love going fast. And I love trophy trucks.
Yeah.
But I love 80s and I want it to be a wagon still. So this was like what we came up with, which was something that could handle going really quick, big sway bars and overkill everything and that kind of thing. But something that also had maximum articulation and could crawl. The limitation of its crawling ability is me as a driver being able to manhandle a heavily cammed engine. But it was like, we want the suspension to droop and travel and do all that, but we're going to four-link it in the rear and have it so that when we take off and go quick, it squats nicely and goes forward, as opposed to, you know, freaking rear steering you into a guardrail, which is no good.
I feel that.
Yeah. So it is really like, it's the jack of all trades, master of none.
So probably the closest thing would be an Ultra 4 car, really.
Yeah, I would say so. It's, if you hung a big winch off the front of this, or mid-mounted winch or whatever, and put an auto in it, it's Ultra 4 all day. I think it's it can do fast off road, it can crawl, it sort of does a bit of everything. Yeah.
Well, man, I don't care what anyone says. It's a credit to you. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm an 80 head, as everybody probably knows. But I think it's sick, man. It's so ludicrous, and I love ludicrous things. Yeah, but it's well done.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, at the time obviously this came about because the Naughty 40 got stolen from the workshop in Brizzy, and at the time, you've got like 100 people building 180s at any one time in Australia. Like, they're such a popular car. Everyone's building them all the time. And the 80 that we had was fairly modified. The Bob chassis, cut in half into a ute, flipped arms, all this custom stuff, reduction gears and lockers and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well, I want to rebuild another 80 because I love them so much and I know them so well. But how do we now go one step above?
Yeah, level it
up. No
up.
one wants to see us build a subpar car to what we had, or the same thing again. So that's when it was like, okay, well, we've never sort of toyed with the idea of just doing completely custom suspension. Like, you can't have this. And then, okay, well, let's do turbo petrol instead of turbo diesel, and let's do a nice interior instead of like a farm truck spec. And that's how it all sort of came about. And after 2.5 years, we ended up with this.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really work at the moment.
No,
but it's fine, looks sick.
It's fine. I have a number of cars that are in various states of disrepair at the moment. It sort of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Naughty 40. So
the great insurance scam of 2020.
Well, I didn't want to say that. I wasn't sure where you're at with the court case. So when I first met you, you were at Sparesbox and you had a Maroon 80 that had some cool gear on it, but it was like, I guess you'd say it was just like a lot of other 80s, like pretty basic touring build, like big tyres, pretty big lift in it, but it was like a pretty normal kind of 80, right?
Very pedestrian.
And then you went completely ballistic on it and cut it in half and did all of the things and turned it into what was, again, a really unique car.
Yeah.
And then it got flogged.
Yeah.
And just something that a lot of people probably don't know, and maybe you don't even know, my 80 was at HD Auto the day that you dropped your car off.
Yeah, right.
It left there
to
go back to Geordie's because it had just had the FTE put in it, and it got tuned by Hayden that morning. And I put a photo of my car up at HD, and then you delivered
for your car.
Well, I don't know.
You bastard.
I don't know. The thing is, mine had an engine in it, so at the time it was probably worth heaps more because it was a running vehicle.
Yeah.
And also wasn't completely unique and one of a kind.
Unpardonable.
But my car left just before you dropped yours off, and then it got nicked that night. And I still to this day think, like, I wonder what would have happened if mine was sitting there, because it would have had the keys in it and it was drivable.
Yeah. Well, what people don't realise was no insurance.
Yep.
So like,
worst insurance job in history.
Correct. So I got boys, it's stolen. Did you insure it? Oh, damn it. So it wasn't insured, but what people don't realise was, like, that same night, there was about 4 other workshops in the area that got hit.
Yeah, okay.
And the only reason, like, we sort of came up with this theory, the only reason that we think that they'd even cut into the workshop was there was 2 80s out the front, parked in the spots, that couldn't be moved because they had blown boxes or no motors or whatever. But these guys, like, broke into them, like put bricks through the windows, broke into those cars first, cut the living garbage out of the like key barrels and stuff, trying to get them started. No motor, no box, etc. Couldn't move. So then I think they cut into the workshop to see if there was A, keys for those cars, and B, what was going on. And I think it just so happened that my car would literally reverse it into the trailer, like on the trailer, into the shop, tow ball facing out.
Ready to go.
Like literally ready to go. If you had a tow bar or like a Tarago full of Maoris, you could have just dragged it out with you. And to get access to the other 10 running vehicles in the shop, they had to hitch mine up and move it out of the way. And if you've got a car on a trailer on your stolen tow car that you're jacking,
keep going.
Just keep it on and keep going. So, because they took JJ, one of the mechanics there, they took his R33 Skyline that was in the shop that night. They took the 80. And honestly, like I was only cut because at the time it was like 3 GME handhelds, all my camping gear. The deck of the trailer had like 5 treps, 5 rims, like some of the parts that were in and around the car were worth way more than the car. Because it had no front brakes, no loom, no engine, no bell housing. The interior was clapped. Like the car was only worth something to me because of the memories. It wasn't worth anything, and you couldn't even part it out
because it was all one-off parts, right?
Dude, who's going to buy a cherry red chopped 80 cab, a Bob chassis, a one-of-one MITS tray, like, and a flipped Kinsella front end, like, with
all very
one-off
unique.
Bilstein shocks? Like, it's unpart outable. So I don't know if they realised that at the time.
They didn't know.
My working theory is that they took it, and it's one of two things. They took it, realised the heat that came immediately the next day, of like, this thing's been stolen and like everyone's looking for it, we can't move it, and it's bailed up in a shed somewhere with a tarp over it and will be until it rots. Or it was well orchestrated. They took it straight to a shipping container, put it in, it's overseas. Like,
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll never know. But I have to say, like, surely they didn't know how big a profile that car had when they stole it, because that would be the dumbest car to steal, right?
Yeah, and because it was unwrapped at the time.
Yeah.
We just like left Fulcrum. We were going out on our own, XYZ. So we had no branding on it. So they weren't to know what they were actually taking.
But even still, if they were in the four-wheel drive scene, they would know the car, right?
Correct.
So crackheads, one would assume, stole this car, probably didn't even realise it didn't have a motor in it.
Yeah, there's no way. They would have just, I reckon, literally just grabbed it, because they were in and out in about like 12 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't have camera footage from HD. And it was a recipe of disaster, because like Hayden had just gone through the floods. So like the shop had like 3 meters of water through it and destroyed everything. So there was no alarm system, no cameras yet. Like, it was still, like, they were still recovering and doing cleanup and stuff. Some of the neighbouring businesses had cameras, so we could see some bits and pieces going on, and we could see from another workshop, like around the corner, that had cameras in their shop, like the same crew. But like, they were in and out in like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
They knew.
I don't reckon that went overseas, because like, it wouldn't be worth anything.
It's not worth anything to anyone. That's the thing, and I think
it's probably been like buried on a farm somewhere, right?
Yeah, it has to be on private property, because even if it was like flipped down Menai and burnt, someone would have seen it. If there were parts popping up online, people would have known. If it had been posted on socials, someone would know.
I reckon they stole it, didn't know what it was, and then the next day, one of their mates probably was like, "Oi, heaps of people know that car, eh? You probably should like stop towing it around Brisbane."
Hide it. Yeah, I reckon so.
So there was a whole bunch of stuff that went on. We won't harp on too much about it, because it's old, I guess, old news now for you, and I'm sure you're sick of thinking about it. But did you get the trailer back?
The trailer was recovered. It had been like junky painted pink. Like, and the car that was towing it had overspray around the rear bumper. Like, they literally just like. So it was actually Hayden's mate's trailer. So, and we had mates like bikies looking for it. Like, every time we get a tip off, we'd be like, "Hey, can you go and just check this address?" Like, like, we had a mate with a tilt tray that he would go like park it across the driveway, block it in, stand on the deck of the trailer, look in, see if he could see things. Like, it was a full scale manhunt, because we were getting like little snippets of information from people online and stuff. But yeah, nothing ever came of it. And then about a week or so later, we got the trailer back. But but we think like what happened, and it's all a little bit like, it was 2 years ago and it was very patchy information, but we think what happened was they obviously like locked up the guy that was driving the car at the time that had the trailer on it, but it was a different car to what had come to HD that night to take mine. But we think like they let the passenger go of that car, but we think like that passenger was probably involved in it way more than what the police thought at the time. And yeah, we just never found him since.
But just junkies, right?
Just junkies. Yeah, no, like not that clever. Like you're driving around in a stolen trailer, you rattle can purple, the most identifiable colour of a trailer.
Yep.
And you've got overspray on the back of your car, like it's...
Yeah, in a stolen tow car with a stolen car.
It's
not
adding up, you know what I mean?
Full junkie stuff.
And like on the night, the car that was there was like this Jeep Compass thing, like a little 4-cylinder Jeep. So like, I don't know how it would have been towing an 80 on a trailer, not well. But like then it had like VE Commodore plates, like tech screwed to the Jeep. Like it was fully junky theft spec, and that's how we knew they'd hit up the shops. So like around there was like, oh, car yard, yeah, man, we're missing a Jeep. Yeah, someone stole plates off a Commodore, like someone stole our cars, like it was cooked.
It's quite unbelievable to me, like in this day and age where there's a million cameras everywhere, traffic monitoring, like there's so much surveillance, and then a car like that that's so unique can just disappear.
Yeah.
Like it's quite phenomenal.
Yeah, I had such high hopes of finding it, and we actually had a Morton trip booked for months to film, and we had the camera crew had come up. Like it was not financially smart at the time to not go on this trip. So anyway, the car got stolen. 2 days later, we go to Morton, and I was like telling myself, by the time I get back off this island, get back into reception, the car's going to be sitting at a cop shop, recovered, old mate's going to be in jail, like it'll be there, and just nothing. It was just radio silence.
And it must have been hard for you to go through that and then have all of the internet experts saying that you're doing it for clout, or you're doing it for content, or it's an insurance job. Like that must have been hard to deal with.
It sucks because like it's just like kick you while you're down. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things where it's the worst possible thing. And like the background, there was like we just quit Fulcrum, and would like just unwrap the car, and we were like, all right, this is like YouTube full time is what we've decided to do. Like that's what we're going to pursue. And then like step one is start really cool engine swap on that car stolen. So it's like, okay, I now don't have a job. I've already sold everything I own to try and build this other engine and like recover from this financially. Like moved back, like I'd moved out of home, moved back in with mum because I had no money and was trying to do the YouTube thing. Up in Brisbane, I was living in Sydney. Car gets stolen. It's like,
and that was like the centerpiece of your brand, right?
It was my only car. The only car I owned in the world was that 80 at the time. And it was taken uninsured. And it was uninsured because it had no motor. It had, like, you know what I mean?
You're like, no one's going to steal it.
You don't think about these things. It's like, it should have been like laid up insurance would have been an idea. But it's like, you don't think about these things when you have a 30-year-old truck with no engine that can't run that looks like it does. Like, and then for people to be like, oh, this is just insurance fraud, or like, oh, he's just doing this for clout. I'm like, what? The heartache that it ensued, and the police reports and the like press, like the messages from people and like all these things. It's like there would be easier ways to make money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There would be way better ways to get instant clout than trying to do this.
Just become a crypto bro.
Literally buy high and sell low.
Man, it's something I'm really interested in. Like, you know, you put yourself out there and you're a larger than life character, and I think that's a big part of your appeal. And the internet being what it is, people are very critical. People are just outright nasty. I see a little bit of it. I kind of just don't care and delete people if they say nasty stuff to me. I don't really care, but I also don't derive my living from YouTube, so I'm kind of insulated from it. But how do you deal with that, man? Like, you know, I see some of the comments on some of your videos from time to time, and even just like Instagram posts, and people are really nasty, like unnecessarily nasty.
How
do you deal with that?
It is interesting. Like, it's it's one of those things that it's hard to complain about because it's just what we do. Like it's no one asked us to become a YouTuber. Like it's just we've chosen this career and it comes with the territory, I suppose. But it's one of those things that nothing can prepare you for it. You're constantly thinking, like the mental weight of doing what we do and being online is so much greater than what people think, because you don't just have to think about yourself or your family or your friends, like what people might think, but you got to think, okay, like what are these 150,000 random people going to think about me when I put this on the internet? Is this going to cause any backlash? Is this going to do this? Are people going to want to see that? And it is hard. Like it's people are nasty. It usually comes from a place of jealousy. Is how I sort of blanket it all together and just go, look, these guys are stereotypically just jealous, and it comes from a point of going, I'm never going to be able to have this. I don't like him because he has it. Therefore, I'm going to pull it apart. Therefore, I'm going to tear him down. And unfortunately, the way of the internet and the way of social media land and YouTube town and even like, reality TV, even normal TV, is people thrive and prey on the downfall and destruction of a public figure. That's just the way it is, which is sad and sad and a little bit cooked, because it is, at the end of the day, people don't see it's like we have families, we have mortgages, we have this, we have that. Like, sure, we have all this, but it doesn't. This doesn't matter in the scheme of things.
No, your family, your friends, and your health. Like not in that order.
Correct. Like, and it's like just because we have this, it's like anything. Like people, like people might get upset that we have this 80, but they've probably got a building like a builder's trailer and a brand new Amarok and all these things. It's like just because
or they might have a stable income.
Correct. Yeah. An income that doesn't fluctuate week by week and doesn't rely on the validation of complete strangers. So look, it is rough, and something like I struggle with a lot. I just hide it behind humor and being seemingly happy, but like it isn't. Like I'm in therapy. I go to therapy every fortnight now. Talk to people. Like it gets to you eventually, and I found myself just becoming a version of myself that I didn't like seeing, didn't want to be, never thought I'd become. So as soon as I sort of identified that, I was like, yeah, okay, like I need to go and speak to someone about this, because I don't want to be this version of me. Like I need to be better long term. So that was just what we ended up, it's what I'd sort of decided needed to happen. And it's been good. Like it's opened my eyes, I think, a lot. And there's obviously the stigma and like, oh, you're a weak man for going to seek help. But it's like I needed it. I think a lot of people need it, and there is that stigma around it. And I was one of those people that was like, I don't need help. Like fucking, I'm a bloke. I'll be fine. Like it is what it is, and whatever. But you quickly realise that it doesn't have to be as hard as we make it.
Nah, and man, it's something real close to my heart, because I've lost a few close friends over the years, and like in Australia particularly, like we've got this whole macho, like you got to be like this tough man, and it's like it's all bullshit, quite frankly. And everybody has hard times.
Exactly.
And I guess when your whole life, not your whole life, but a huge part of your life is in the public eye, it just you're under the magnifying glass all the time.
It compounds everything. It makes small issues huge. It makes dumb decisions explode spectacularly. It makes small mistakes magnified. It's there's no margin for error, and people forget that we're all just human.
Yeah, you're just people.
We make mistakes, and we make stupid decisions, and what a normal person could probably get away with as sweep it under the mat or work through, it's really difficult to do that on these sorts of platforms with these sorts of jobs. So it was needed. Like I think a lot of people out there, it's usually the people that say, oh, I don't need therapy, I'll never go to therapy.
They're like the ones that really need it.
They're the ones that really, really need it, because they're so hell-bent in being so macho that they don't see just how self-destructive it can be sometimes. So it's one of those things, and I'm like happy to admit it now. Like maybe a year or two ago I would never have admitted it to it, but it's like I want people to do it, because it's made me and will continue to make me and help me feel like a better person, and better to be around, and has given me a lot more perspective over things. And the people that don't have that perspective, I feel sorry for now.
Yeah, and also it's not just about you, right? Like you have a family.
It's everyone.
It's really important that you're around and that you're healthy and happy because
it's
the people
everything.
that rely on you, right?
Exactly right. It's the business, it's the partner, it's the kid, it's the family, it's the friends, it's all these things together. All need that person around. There's no point you being 6 feet under, because of some fucking dude commenting something online or whatever.
Yeah, and it's never going to get better if you're not here.
Correct. Exactly. It's only going to make it worse for everyone involved. So it's it's one of those things.
It's really it's something that I think about a lot, and I get really frustrated. I don't know if it's an Australian thing or if it's just a human thing. I think it's probably just people, but like the nastiness and the criticism of complete strangers on the internet, you're not doing anything offensive. You're building cool cars because you want to, and you're filming it and providing free entertainment to people.
Yeah, that you don't have to watch.
That's what people forget, right? And obviously I do a lot of work with Four-Wheel Drive 24/7, and I read the hate, and I've received hate.
Yeah.
And it's free entertainment.
Yeah.
So just don't watch it, man.
Exactly.
Like I don't get it. I don't
so
understand the
simple.
mentality.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe people have got too much time on their hands because I don't have time to sit on the internet and criticize people I don't know.
Yeah.
I also don't have that inclination.
Yeah.
But I just don't have time to do it.
Yeah. I rarely ever say something nasty about someone online because I don't want it done back to me. But similarly, I don't watch people like TJ Hunt in the States who just went out and bought a 488 Ferrari, and in the first month of ownership has cut it up completely to do wide body kit, to all these things to it. I'm like, I'm never going to have a Ferrari. God forbid I have a Ferrari and then I'm going to cut up my $1 million. You know what I mean? But it's cool to see It's cool to see him pushing the boundaries, and he has the money, so do it. And I like watching it. I'm not going to go and jump on this dude's episode that he's put up every week for free and go, you're an idiot, mate. You're for doing that. I can't believe.
But I'm sure people have
100%. And it's why. If you don't want to get the jealousy side of you triggered, or you don't want to see someone succeed and build something cool, don't watch.
Yeah, and that's the bit I can't understand, right? I'm really interested in the psychology of it because there is endless content to watch. Whatever you want to watch. My algorithm is a bit cooked, and on my Instagram, I keep getting these videos of this little kid. I think he's in South America somewhere, riding a pig, and he's this pig is macking it, right? It's a big pig, and there's this little kid, and he's got a helmet on, and he's just hooking on this pig, and I get a weekly video of this kid riding a pig, right? And it makes me so happy every time I see this.
Yeah.
I send it to Jock every time I get one, and he appreciates it as well. But that's the most ludicrous example, but there's endless content to watch out there.
Yeah.
So if you don't like Sam Young building ludicrous cars, just don't watch it, don't click on it, and definitely don't comment on it, because then the internet will keep giving you more of it, because negativity drives the algorithm harder than anything else.
That's what people don't understand.
And they're helping you.
Correct. That's what I mean. I was that's how, it's the age-old, celebrity Hollywood thing of haters made me famous. Exactly right. It's if you're commenting on it, mate, you're a cockhead.
Yeah.
Hey, mate, that car's garbage. Guess what? You are going to continue to see.
You just propagated that content to another 20 people.
Exactly
or another 100
right.
people.
You've just shared that with all the people that are interested in the same stuff as you, and now every week, every time I upload, you will be fed my content.
Yeah.
That's you don't understand, and it's, I don't know if uneducated is the right word, but it's just people that might not understand how the whole internet algorithm works, and it's one thing to yell abuse at a TV presenter, when they're doing the news, because it's just, you're yelling at a screen, but then you hide behind a keyboard and you think you're making a difference by, abusing someone. It's polar opposite.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I'll reply to them. I'm they're oh, that car sucks. I'll jump in there. It doesn't suck as much as your mum last night.
Just
you have to own
stupid.
it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's that's a call that someone in grade 6 would say, but that's
the level.
You fight stupid with stupid.
I got an interesting one the other day. I put up a podcast with, and I'm not going to say who it is, but I put up a podcast with someone who I've been personally friends with for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So I was offended by this comment, but it was I don't like this guy, and I've never liked his shows. And I'm like, what?
Who are you?
What? Yeah, but like, why say that? Just,
Yeah.
You've seen the guy's face, you've seen his name, so you know who it is, and you don't like him. So why'd you click on it?
Yeah.
And then why'd you bother writing this comment?
You've like doubled down.
And also, he's one of my mates. So
Yeah.
you go away. Dude.
Yeah,
Like, go
you're a
away.
pest.
I'm not doing this for any other reason than I like talking to people.
Yeah.
And I like talking about things that are interesting to me. So
Yeah,
if you're not interested, or you don't like the person, or you don't like me, or you don't like the colour of my shirt, that's all great. But like, go do something else, man.
Like, and people, it's like, the one I love is like when people complain about like money, because it seems like everyone on YouTube's got heaps of money. Not the case.
Yeah.
Could not be broker if I tried.
All
if I
broke.
had money, this would be running, that would be a Ferrari, and all the garbage outside here wouldn't be covered in rust. You know what I mean? There would be GT2 RS, GT3 RS, GT4 RS, and I'll be sitting here doing this, revving them all at you. But it's not the case. But it's like people go, oh, this guy's got too much money. This guy just wastes money. That's a waste of money. X, Y, Z. Like, it's always the same people. I'm like, if you took that anger and animosity and hatred and funneled it into a side hustle, you two could be like us. You two could have a little bit more money.
Be productive.
Correct. Like, don't take all this time out of your day and sit there and death scroll and then complain. Like, you're the captain of your own ship. I understand sometimes it can get frustrating, but again, like the TJ Hunt thing, it's like, I see it. He's got M4 GT3 car. He's got, all these sick things, Ferraris. That's sick.
But you don't hate him. You
happy
look
for him,
up
bro.
to him and go, wow, how do I emulate that
How do I
success?
get to that level of success on YouTube and learn from it? It's like, there needs to be.
It seems to be a very Australian thing though. Like,
it's tall poppy, man.
it really is. It's alive and well in this country, and I've never understood, like, what should we all aspire to be broke? Like,
Yeah. Do you not want us to do well?
work hard, have money, buy cool things,
Yeah.
build cool things,
Correct.
have fun,
Yeah.
look after your family.
Exactly. You can't take money to the grave, man.
No.
But you can buy cool stuff in the meantime and build it and have fun.
And we're here for such a short time. I just don't see what the point of being negative and nasty to strangers is. Like, it doesn't build anyone up. It doesn't fulfill you. It doesn't make you feel better.
It actually
surely.
makes you look like a cockhead too. And like, if like I saw a comment on something and I knew the person that had commented the hate, it would make me think less of you for commenting.
100%.
I'd be like, you are, for starters, immature, childish, and you're a bit of a cockhead.
I would 100%. Well, I wouldn't be mates with them in the first place.
Correct.
But if I saw one of my mates write something like nasty to a stranger, I'd call them and be like, "What's wrong with you, dude? Are you all right? Are you okay?"
Yeah. Do you wanna
Because
talk
it's
about
not. But it seems to be, particularly in the four-wheel drive space, there just seems to be this element of like negativity, which I really would love to see change across the board. I think, we're all interested in this for the same reasons, right?
Yeah.
So like, focus on the positive stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
maybe you don't like it, but you should be able to understand that not everyone likes the same things, which is great, because if everyone liked the same things, life would be so boring.
So black and white. Like, it would just be so lame. And
Yeah.
it's cool. People like different stuff. Like, people probably don't understand the 1,000 horsepower four-wheel drive, but it's cool. And I don't understand people that will go and are just happy with like two welded diffs and an LN and then just go and drive it on its roof up, six stage. Like, I don't like that. Trashing the car to that level doesn't really make that much of sense to me, but it's like, but I respect it still.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, I get that everyone has different things. Similar, people might not like spicy food. I don't, I like spicy food. I don't want to be harassed if I go into India and order spicy lamb korma.
What are you doing?
Don't come in and yell at me. You're like, you're an idiot for liking that. I'm like,
Yeah,
like it just doesn't make sense, but.
No, and social media has absolutely given every single person on the planet a platform and the ability to write and say whatever they want.
Yeah.
And the one that gets me is always like, I read stuff and I go, would you say this to me? Would you come up to me at a four-wheel drive show? Because I'm at all of them.
Yeah.
Would you come up and say this to me? Because no one's ever come up and said anything negative about me, but I've been told that I can't drive and that I've got all the gear and no idea and every other, insult under the sun. And I just laugh at it now. I'm like,
okay.
dude, just come have a chat to me next time you see me, eh?
Yeah. And I'm friendly. I mean, if you say something rude, I'll probably uppercut you. But, but like, I know
I will beat you mercilessly.
into a bloody pulp on the ground. You'd be fed through a tube forever. But also, I'm friendly. So there's that. Yeah, and it's similar. Like, we do like 3, 4, 5 shows a year, every year for 3 years. Never had someone really come up and say anything negative. Like, they might question something like, oh, why did you convert to drive-by-wire instead of cable throttle? Like, oh, I would have thought this. And you just tell them, and you sort of, it's a learning opportunity, and it's an educational thing. Helps me realize that maybe there's value in doing some more videos on choices we've made on these cars, but it's never really the, the negative people that come up and say anything. But they are vocal online. It's like, you only ever get the bad business reviews. You never get the 5 stars, or people don't focus around the 1,000 5-star reviews. They'll focus around the 1 1-star review.
100%.
It's just noise.
Yeah, it is, but it's something that I would love to see change. Is it ever going to stop completely? Absolutely not, because humans are inherently nasty. But I'd love to see, as a community, we start to like actually build each other up and like support the industry, because at the end of the day, you building a stupid 80 series with 1,000 horsepower is mad, and it pushes everybody else.
Absolutely.
And it makes people go, as you said, maybe that one component, like the sum of the parts. Okay, I don't personally need 1,000 horsepower Land Cruiser. Would I like to drive it? Yes. but would I want to own it? Probably not, because it doesn't suit my needs. Yeah. Would I like to own your F250? I'm going to steal it when we finish recording this channel. But you know, like, I think little components here and there, like, focus on the good stuff. Yeah. Like, I went to that Dobinson's open night the other night, and like, man, there was so much cool stuff there. And like, I'd tease Barras for being taxi motors. Yeah. There was a Barra GQ there that was like the nicest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, it's incredible. There was F trucks. There was like, EC Off-Road had an F450 that's like $1 million and has a 12-ton towing capacity. Do I want it? No. Do I think it's awesome? Yes. Yeah, of course I do. You know, and there's such a good cross section of cars, and like, I wasn't there going like, why'd you do that? I was like, oh, that's cool. It's F450, you can't drive that on the roads here, too big. No, it's like, I think it's cool, and I think the more people doing different stuff and pushing the limits, like, the better it is for everyone. Yeah, 100%. And like, just on that whole mental health thing again, like, the thing that I hate the most, and this is like where I'll call people out more than anything, is usually where it's someone that has promoted mental health, and like, it ain't weak to speak, and like, talk to me, bro, and like, like, here's like helpline number XYZ, but they're the people like tearing people down online. It's like, you can't be a facilitator or a promoter of good mental health and being a support person or having a support network if you are also perpetuating such grief to other people online. It's just not fair. And then it's like, people will go to four-wheel driving meets and events that are promoting mental health, but they're the same people that are talking garbage online and stuff and hiding behind a keyboard and thinking, oh, this is just, this has got no bearing on my life, this has got no bearing on anything, but you don't know what it's doing behind the scenes to other people. So it's just like, I just think before you do, you know, it's like one of those things. I see it all the time, like, usually I have my like nails painted, or, like, I'm wearing pearls if I'm going on a nice night out or whatever, like, and I would get called gay, poor in the comments on everything that would have anything to do with that. And one time someone like fully DM'd me, like, off the back of a story I put up, this is like a year ago, when I had my nails painted. And like, mind you, flame on your fingernails is cool. Like, flames on anything is cool. Flames on your car is cool. Yeah. F you if you disagree. Flame tattoos up the forearms. Like, like 100%. Flame everything. Like, just like, it's cool. It's all, and it's coming back. But this guy was like, oh, what's with the nail polish? Like, that was his like response directly on a story. Never spoken to him before in my life. No chat history, whatever. Seen it come through in the requests. I was like, whoa, like, this is an angry dude. Go to his profile, bio, men's mental health. Oh yeah, here's the phone number. I was just like literally gobsmacked. I was like, like, you are the problem. You are the problem. You are the reason people will kill themselves. Because it's like, we can deal with it. But we've got thick skin. Also, man, like, people don't know what's going on. Like, they never do. what you portray on the internet is a snapshot of a portion of your life, right?
Yeah,
and it's the same for all of us.
Yeah.
And people don't know what's going on. Like, they don't know if people in your family are sick, or,
Yeah.
you know, if your missus has left you, or,
Yeah.
you know, the ATO's chasing you, or
Literally.
all of those things happening at
Yeah.
once. And like, it's unbelievable to me that there's this it's a lack of humanity, right? Like, just understand that we're all people.
Yeah, it's like they're the people that would have been the executioners back in the medieval days, where it's just like just no morality, no humanity, no morality, just a nasty person. And the thing is, like, the thing that annoys me more than anything is that they will argue otherwise. They'll always say, "Nah, mate, like, I've got that in my bite, like, bro, talk to me." But then, like, behind the scenes of a keyboard,
Don't you dare paint your nails, or I will destroy you.
Yeah. I've got time for everyone except
in
for
summary, to all of you, do better. There you go. That's our public service announcement for the day.
Yeah, and speak to people. If you need help, do it. I never thought I would be the person that needed it, and I'm doing it, and I feel good.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to speak about it either.
Mate, I do it every week. Every week on a Wednesday night, there's a men's mental health walk on the coast where I live, and we just go and we walk 4.5 Ks, and we just talk to each other.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And we talk about what's hard, and we talk about what's good, and we celebrate success, and it's amazing.
That's
you know,
gangster.
like, it's the greatest thing that I've ever done. Just going and doing it every week, and it's like rain, hail, or shine. We just show up, and like, I've become mates with dudes who I would never have spoken to.
Yeah.
Like, not for any reason, I just wouldn't have crossed paths with them.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I've got guys in their 60s who I have like mad chats with.
Yeah.
They have no interest in cars, the outdoors, or anything that I'm into, but we can just kick it every week, and it's a really good thing, man. And I'm such an advocate for just talking to people. I think it's so good, and like, that's why I do this show. I love talking to people, right?
Yeah, it's cool. And like, you never know, like, it's cool to be able to talk from a different perspective as well, like, as opposed to, because no one wants to see, you know, like, sad, depressed people build a car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. Like,
you're just crying, bolting a car.
sobbing as I change my own gasket for the 4th time. But like, no one wants to see that.
I've broken another diff.
Yeah, so it's like, people can't sit and watch that, but it is something like, and I guess that's like one of the things I wish the YouTube industry could, because you put up a video like that, or like talking about like hard things, people aren't going to watch it. It'll be probably the least viewed video you ever upload on your channel. But it's a shame, because it's probably the most important. And it's the only time people actually see a real glimpse and insight into what's actually going on inside your head. But it's hard. It's similar to, like, I wish I could upload cool content about bikes and cars and street cars and XYZ, but people don't really have an interest in it. You just have that core four-wheel drive following, or that core niche that you sort of are pigeonholed into, and that's sort of it.
Dude, I'm battling with it at the moment with this show. This was never intended to be a four-wheel drive focused show. I love four-wheel drives. I'm deeply embedded in the community, so of course I'm going to talk about it. But I also spend more time fishing and hunting than I do with four-wheel drives. And I put up episodes that are really interesting about fishing, and nobody watches them, and I'm like,
never mind.
But you know what?
Waste of my life.
I'm just going to keep doing it, and I don't care.
Exactly.
I'm enjoying the conversation. So if no one watches it, that's great.
And the cool thing about YouTube is it's there forever. It becomes a resource, educational research, learning tool that can just live there forever. You know, it's.
And also, it's not free to produce, as you know, but it's free. It's there if anyone wants to watch it. And if one person watches one of these episodes and goes, I learnt something, or it helped me through a shit time in my life, then tick, right? Job done. And I think, you know, you mentioned it about the 5-star reviews versus the 1-star reviews, and that's just human nature. But I think for every negative comment or every negative person, there's, in your case, thousands of people who love what you do and can't wait to see what you're going to do next. And I think that's what you got to keep reminding yourself of, right?
It's for every bad period in time, and for every negative comment, there's thousands of silent people that
are loving
not
it,
worship,
right?
but you know, that just frothing and can't wait, and they're excited, and
they're talking to their mates about it, and they are waiting to see what you're going to do next. So I think it's always hard to keep that perspective, but you know, you got to remind yourself constantly that you are doing a good thing, and that you know, people enjoy watching you and what you build. And
it is easy to lose sight. Hey, like easy to lose that perspective sometimes.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
Yeah.
So going back to the cars, you have a problem with buying cars.
Yeah. When you buy your own car trailer, that's when you have to accept that you have a problem. Because I'm like, now I'm buying things so often that don't run.
That you
I
need a car trailer. Yeah. I actually was talking to my boss at GME the other day about this, and I suggested that we should buy a car transporter, and he went, "You're an idiot." And then I said, "Think about how much we spend on towing," and he's like, "Maybe that's not a bad idea."
Yeah.
Now, mine isn't because I keep buying cars, it's because I keep breaking them.
Yeah.
But, look, that is a telling indictment that you have a dual axle car trailer sitting outside ready to go.
Full drive trailer ready
So
to go.
talk to me. You've got the ludicrous 80 series that doesn't run.
Yeah.
You've got a GQ that's in sort of going to...
Half cocked, ready to go.
It's going to run soon.
It runs and drives, should be on the dyno next week. So
Sick.
it's close, needs some wiring and stuff.
So you've got an 80 and you've got a GQ.
Yep.
You're a man of good taste.
Yep.
You've also got an F250, which is the best car I've ever seen. It's sick, and I'm going to steal it,
my
just reminding
favourite
you.
thing.
You got a 60 series and a
60
79.
series, the 79, and a bike.
And a bike.
Yeah.
You have a serious problem.
Yeah.
So what are the plans? So the 80 series...
80 series, we've got some... I'll say it because I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but my dream for that, now that it's sort of said and done and it's sort of in its final form now, is to hot boy diesel, auto, ute, wheeling dedicated vehicle. So it's just because everything's there, it's just making a monster off-road. Take that engine, Haltech fuel system, dump it into an XF ute, have an 800 kilowatt street drag car. So I have my fast car, I have my wheeling 80, have TD42 wheeling GQ / touring friendly sort of setup. The 60 80 series chassis style side V8.
Yeah.
So
LS?
Or Toyota based V8
2
potentially.
or something, yeah.
Yeah, depending on, it's hard to make power out of Toyota V8s.
This is why LSs are so popular, because they're
king.
so cheap, and the aftermarket is endless.
Yeah, it's like for $6,000, you could have a 400 horsepower LS dumped into it, done. Or you could have 15 grand for a 300 horsepower Toyota V8.
Yeah. Way more complex.
Yeah, way more annoying, less support, like less parts available, less everything, less aftermarket. The GQ that's the TD swap, custom interior, GU diffs, 4.3s, reductions, lockers.
No offense, I don't care about any of that. Let's talk about the F truck.
Let's talk F truck. So it is a 1985 bullnose F truck from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
It was imported in like 2019, I think, 2017, one of those. And has basically just rotted in paddocks since getting here, which is super sad, and was in just disrepair when I got it. It was so grim. But I got it for a very good deal. Like, it was too cheap not to buy, even though I didn't really have a use for it. But it's factory cruise, factory AC, factory handling package vehicle. So very rare to have all that spec from factory back in the 80s. Super cab, super rare, long wheelbase, long bed. So all these things, all these random American words that I'm saying, is just basically translates into a fairly rare car in that spec. Factory bumpers, like all the chrome is still there. Like it's really nice and original. Super cab, bench in the back, bench in the front, 2-door, 6-seater.
Sick.
Unbelievable. 7.5 litre V8, 4-speed manual. Just...
So is that a petrol motor or a diesel?
Petrol motor, yeah. Oh. So big. They had the 7.3 IDI diesels, which are garbage. You can make them good, and like my mate Todd, that'll probably rock up halfway through filming this. He's got a big Julie F350 long bed dual cat. Like, it's like the front of it's in the sunny coast and the back's still leaving Brisbane. It's like, you think that's long? Wait till he rocks up. But so there's that. 7.5 petrol. We just put a new Holly on it and just did some tidying up and bits and pieces. But patina truck, it's going to stay like that.
Yeah, I love
just
it.
Off camera here, you guys can't see, is a 6-inch lift kit for it. Just over here, maybe you can see there somewhere. On the camera.
They're up there
Back
somewhere.
in there, there's some 35s and like proper yummy round hole chromey, like American Racing Baja rims. And then we'll honestly probably be done with it.
Good.
It's like, it doesn't need more.
I'm glad you said that
Yeah,
because I didn't. As much as I love watching you destroy cars, please don't destroy that one.
No, that one, it's hard because like that one won't be a forever car. It's not my forever car is a GMC 3500 Julie, bagged, notched on the floor, yummy boy. That is like a gateway drug into America. And to see how the content would do on the channel and stuff and see what you guys think of it. But it's one of those cars that the more you do, the less valuable they are.
Yes.
Because people want them like that. People don't want freshly resprayed. People don't want this because having all the patina on show shows you that there is no rust. Like, there's surface rust, sure, it's 40 plus years old, but there's no major rust, there's no dents, it hasn't been repaired, there's no bog, there's no this, there's no that. So we're just going to do big lift, big tyres, it's got no mufflers in it, it sounds sick, done.
Yeah.
Just drive it around and get it mechanically dialed and just have it with a whole lot of attitude.
It's so good, man. And we were talking about it before we started filming, and like, you know, all jokes aside about, you know, who's copying who, but we both have an 80, we both got a GQ. And then when you bought an F truck, I was like, okay, people are going to start really thinking that we're colluding here, because the next car for me will absolutely be an F truck.
Yeah.
I would already own one, but it would result in a divorce. So
Yeah.
I keep showing my wife
Yeah, you plant the seed.
F trucks for sale, and she keeps saying, well, originally it was you're an idiot, and then now it's got to not yet. So I'm like,
That's
I'm
good.
chipping away.
That's good.
But it's so funny
When
because
the
like,
divorce papers get put on the
yeah,
back,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
Like, oh no, this is going to be, yeah. The truck will cost me 20 grand and about $2 million.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's really interesting for me that, you know, you and I are quite similar in that we've done the streetcar thing. We've had highly modified four-wheel drives. Everything must be modified at all times.
Yeah.
But I want an F truck that's two-wheel drive,
Yep.
stock,
Yep.
patina,
Yep.
couple of dents.
Yep.
Like, and you're doing the same thing. Yeah, it's got a lift and tyres, but whatever. That's not really modified. And it's so funny, I think, that, you know, we love this modification scene and everything custom, but then there's something about old trucks in particular that's just super cool.
They got soul, dude. They have soul.
Like that thing would have stories.
I think about what it's seen. Like, it had 30, 40 years in America, living its life, probably on a farm somewhere, and then gets bailed up into a container, spends 2 months at sea to be offloaded in Australia. Like, crazy. Like, when we're doing like a major overhaul on it, there was like mud wasp infestation, like on the old carburetor, had no thermostat, it was just missing. Like, I'm like the stories you could tell, every dent, every bit of patina, like, they've just got stories, which is what I love. That's why I love these old things. Like, I bought that off the original owner of that car. Like, that thing has just been loved by a family. This has been in the 60s, been in the same family for 27 years before I bought it.
It looks like it's
the GQ was the one owner.
super clean.
Like,
yeah.
they're like such nice cars, but then the American stuff just a little bit different. You know what I mean? It's like cowboy yeehaw, just.
Bro, it appeals to my
shit.
inner redneck at such a deep spiritual level.
Yeah, it really does.
And I don't know why.
No.
Like,
Slow, bad on fuel, not that safe, hard to drive.
yeah.
So sick.
Doesn't handle, doesn't go fast,
No.
doesn't turn corners.
No.
But it will tow
It will tow
everything.
all of the things. This
Yeah.
entire tilt slab shed, it can tow. Yeah, like, you want to put a king bed in the back of that tray?
Yeah.
Do it. Put two. See if I can.
Yeah.
You've got the room. It's like, yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I always dreamt when I was in Sydney on the northern beaches of having like an old school F truck. I don't surf, but I would put a surfboard in the back and just cruise around, and it's just like burble my way around nice and slow, snapping necks, like. And now to finally do it up here on the sunny coast is so sick. And that's why it's like, I don't really want to do much else to it. Like, it's so unique because it is chrome bumper. It has the overriders on the front. It's got this like big square body and massive mirrors and so long. Like people don't see it. You see hundreds of Hiluxes and millions of Amarocks and a billion Rangers, but you don't see old 80s or GQs ever, let alone old American stuff. So that's why. And it's honestly been the most reliable car I've owned for the past 6 months.
Because it's stock.
It's just, I've left
That's
it alone.
why, yeah.
Like, once we did all the little bits and pieces to get it registered, like the carb and the tyres and bits and bobs, like, I have driven that car every day for 2 months
Yeah, sick.
without a single fault.
I know that when I buy an old F truck, I'll just never drive my 80 again.
Ever again.
Like,
Yeah.
I'll use it for touring, but at the moment I daily my 80, and I will absolutely not be doing that. I will be dailying a car that probably just shouldn't be driven on the road ever, but I would daily the shit out of one of them. I just think they're cool, man. They got so much soul and character, and I've always been into things that are fast and overpowered, and the appeal of a slow, noisy, old car is just like, I can't explain it, hey?
It's the attraction of Harley Davidsons, I think. It's the same thing. Harleys are slow and they don't turn and they don't stop, but they're, you know, hand-built, rattly, loud, lumpy. They have character, and that's why people love them. Like, it's from America. Like, it's just got that soul that modern cars, unless you're you're Adrian Patel and you're buying handmade Jescos and stuff, unless you're that, in which case, that's like the other, you pay $4 million for your soul.
Yep.
But like, the only way you can get soul in anything these days is by buying like 70s, 80s, early 90s, like that sort of stuff, where they've got stories, they've got dents, they've got war wounds, they've been sat in and farted in by many people before you get them, and that's how you know what I mean? Like, that's how you know it's a sick thing.
Oh, mate, that is probably, I don't think we could get a better end point for this discussion than
Bumper sticker.
Many farts in a car. So thank you for that.
My pleasure.
But mate, it's been good to catch up with you. I thank you for taking the time to sit down and chat with me.
My pleasure, man. It's always fun. Like, we've known each other for what? It'd have to be close to 10 years now, I reckon. So it's good to finally talk about stupid cars and history and how do we even meet? I reckon through Sparesbox, eh? I reckon you came to Sparesbox as a distributor type.
I came to Sparesbox. I was a product manager for GMA at the time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't running marketing then. And I came with Brett Jennings from GPC and met Leon and Gus.
Yeah.
And then I don't think you were even there that day. And they said, oh, you should shoot some content with Sam. And then I came back and did a Repco video and a Sparesbox video. I think that video is still on the internet somewhere. It's on YouTube somewhere. I probably don't want to watch it.
No,
that was a long time ago. I probably had a really, really bad haircut in a series of bad haircuts. And
I left Sparesbox like over 5 or 6 years ago. We probably shot that video 2 years before then. So it's probably best part of 8 years old.
Yeah. But nah, man, it's been really good to see your growth and your development, and like,
thanks, man.
Taking the leap into YouTube and making it a success. It's been really, really cool to watch, and I wish you all the best, man. I hope you can continue to build silly cars, and
thanks, Barry.
I wish you all the best, man.
Thank you very much. And a quick message to those is,
thank you.
Do make the phone call if you need help. Is the big thing. To reiterate, I don't want this to be a whole mental health sob story, but like, go and speak to people. It's not, there's no stigma. If your favorite redneck YouTuber that builds 1,000 horsepower four-wheel drives and monster trucks can do it, you guys can too. There is no shame, and you'll feel way better for it. And man, you're welcome back anytime.
No, thank you, man, and a really good message for everyone out there. And we'll see all of you next time on The Outer Side.